Hey,
what should I not say?
welcome back.
Are we live?
We are. Welcome back. CIS Regional Qualifier Grand Finals, best of 5, ESPADA, Winstrike. It's 1-1. And we're in the draft. It's very fast.
A quarter-second delay on the TV?
Is there a quarter-second
There
delay
is.
on TV?
The TV is pretty delayed.
It's a slight delay. I notice it. I can definitely notice it. Yeah, I definitely notice it. Because I can see my talk before. We're ready for the whole,
we're ready
the
to-
whole draft, JJ.
JJ. See, JJ does need a break.
I'm not ready. You guys are not ready. I'm not ready.
I was right
JJ
here.
needs a break. It has been a long day, and I will be observing game 3. Please be gentle.
Monka-ass She-Ra
Does mean that you won't get any highlights, because that's some JJ technology. I mean, they're JJ replays. They're called like that for a reason, so I can't do
It's not
that.
instant because
Even
there's
though
a
my
different
initials are JJ as well, by the way.
Give me a high five.
Are they? Are they? Isn't it an H?
No, that's my last name, but my second name begins with a J as well.
Okay, sure.
I have my,
those.
like, it's mirrored. I don't know how this works.
You're like-
Excuse me. You gotta swap the team names.
Oh.
I'm very confused right now.
I cannot
Very
work
good.
like this. No, and if it's actually too bad, then obviously I'll call him back. But I think that I'll be okay to watch this bloodbath. By the way, what the hell was happening there? Non Grata getting a rampage on Beastmaster, minute 9, and it was a casual rampage as well. It was like, oh, you know, it was basically a 2-minute long skirmish, and he was just getting their last hits and everything. It was crazy. At that point, by the way, I left. I thought game was over at that
It was
point.
pretty much. It was. To be honest, they had a level 3 Tusk, a level 4 Warlock, a level 4 Doom. Meanwhile, this Beastmaster's level 7. He's just like, hello.
It's game over.
They all just pincered in. And it was literally. It was actually 1-by-1 chain feed for ESPADA. I think after that, their game plan really crumbled. They kind of started to strike back, but you could just feel that it was quite a mountain to climb.
Yeah. Because we thought, you know, before the series started, we said, well, Winstrike should have the upper hand here, and it should be not a close 3-game series. But then the first game happened, and that was like a 50-minute slugfest, back and forth, back and forth. But this second game was just a crash.
Yeah.
Was that a drafting thing, or was it just...
Bit of both.
Yeah?
I think they ticked a lot more boxes in this draft, the last draft that I saw compared to the other one. The other one, they had like very limited catch. Right? They had, what was it? Storm, PL, Witch Doctor, Bounty, and what was Nangrata's hero? And Night Stalker, right? So Night Stalker and Bounty, in theory, you can get lots of catch going, but you don't have something like Disruptor Kunkka, where you're gonna get kills after kills after kills in the fight. So I felt their last draft was very well put together, and they kind of just snowballed out of control.
They really did. They really did. Let's see if they can do it again, though, because they have Naga Siren and a Luna, so they've got some push. They've got some team fight.
Yep.
That's all great. On the other side, Disruptor and Night Stalker, that is a very catch-heavy team.
Yes,
That's a kill squad if I've ever seen one.
definitely is. Naga, Luna, looks pretty strong though. BKB piercing. I think like having at least like one BKB piercing disable is always gonna be nice. And this we said, you know, sometimes these heroes, they just disappear for a game and then they come right back. Because now also what? Axe and Skywrath are untouched. If I'm seeing that, yeah, I'm seeing that right. Axe and Skywrath are unbanned, unpicked. But this time we do get the Ranger of the Wind.
The Ranger of the Wind.
Very single target focused right now on the side of ESPADA. Just Disruptor ulti.
5 seconds remaining.
So what does Winstrike want to get here? Kunkka and Jakiro. So they won't really get that usual Naga combo that we sent to see. We either see Naga Disruptor or Naga Jakiro this time. They're going to have to go for something else here.
Like what?
Thinking.
Are we going to find it in the offlaner position? Like we have seen Nangrata play Darkseer, actually.
Yes. Doom's available.
Ooh. Oh,
Okay,
never mind.
that could be the duo. Naga Lesh, that could be the two
Yeah,
supports.
they could even have a Sand King with that as well if they really want to have that.
They've got options now.
I was thinking there was a hope for Shadow Fiend, but they kind of want a Clockwork with that as well. The Clockwork is still in the pool, but you can't do that anymore.
Yeah, you can't get both anymore.
No. It's a shame.
Shame indeed. And we don't know exactly where the Lesh is.
It's probably support.
That's what I was saying. I think it's.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
this is your support duo, but they could switch it still.
There's always this chance. That means
Dire team pick.
that Nongrata Heroes is still up in the air.
Now that's definitely a support. I hope. I don't like seeing Core Last Strike versus Core Pugna. You kill yourself on that ward.
Yeah, that is a Nyx Pugna, by the way. Most likely, we've seen ESPADA being very successful with that. You can just jump over it like you normally make me do. Thank you.
Unbelievable, Owen. Did you just eat third lunch?
10 seconds
No,
remaining.
I have a second one. What do you mean? I mean third.
5
Did you
seconds
just
remaining.
use Fog's plate?
No, I had tuna.
I can get a new plate. It's okay.
No, there's no new plates. There were 5 plates total.
There's tight air.
That's a paper plate that's no longer clean.
That's a dirty paper plate.
It's not dirty.
Yes, it is.
It is.
It's not dirty.
Yes, it is.
I use it anyway. I don't.
It's not dirty.
It's. Owen, can we focus?
Yes.
This is TI8 qualifiers. This is the grand finals, and you're talking about tuna.
Nyx Assassin?
Oh, Pugna's worst nightmare.
Oh, this
can-
is going to be a rough life for him, huh?
The mana burn is always
Wait.
super bad for Pugna, and also you're easy to set up carapaces. You see
Is
the
this
animation.
Is this a 3 Nyx Assassin?
It could
Would you
be.
run it as a core? Would
Could
you
be.
run it mid? No.
He played Pudge
10
mid.
seconds remaining.
No, I don't think they'll play.
He
mid.
did play Pudge mid, didn't he? Let's do it. Game. No.
I mean, which is the supports on the side of ESPADA then? So it's Wind Ranger and Disruptor,
Yeah.
and so Night Stalker
Yeah.
core, Pugna core. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think you want to make Wind Ranger core as well because then you have this Nyx Assassin whose mana burn is good
Yeah,
against
but
two of your
normally,
cores.
normally Nyx is playing the Pugna. As in player Nyx. That is the
this is getting
offlaner.
confusing.
Is playing Pugna.
Yeah, yeah.
So
yeah,
if
that's
he
what I
is,
mean.
well, if he is playing Pugna,
So it's a Night Stalker offlane then.
no, because
So
yeah,
BZZ Night Stalker.
Yeah.
yeah, BZZ Night Stalker. Okay, yeah, BZZ Night
So
Stalker.
Impress. Yeah, Impression should be playing Wind Ranger.
Are we then missing it? No,
Carry.
then Wind Ranger's been played by
I'm
Immersion.
missing RTW.
Immersion, sorry.
We
yeah.
need a carrier.
Did I say impression?
Impression, you just say.
Immersion.
That's one letter. No, it's a letter.
No, it's nice.
Two
try,
letters
though.
switched and one letter replaced. Close
All
enough.
right, there's a Marana ban.
For the combos and for the setups.
Yes.
They've got a lot of disable already coming
They
out
do.
on Winstrike. I like that they've at least done that. Because what we talked about in the first game was they lacked disable.
Yeah.
Instant stuns, people to control people before BKBs. Now look at this. They've got control through BKB. They've got tons of stun and control.
10 seconds remaining.
So we're gonna see Winstrike go for Iceberg Hero, assuming that it's
5
not
seconds remaining.
Lesher Nyx,
Mm-hmm.
which we shouldn't be assuming.
No, I guess we shouldn't full assume just yet.
Oh yeah, well, I meant like yeah. Well, I meant we should assume. I misspoke. But we'll.
Don't worry, I said impression.
We're fine.
I think we go for the. I mean, who are you?
Dire team
Jug?
They banned
Okay,
Juggernaut.
RTW had a very good game on it earlier.
Is it another Storm game? They only have Shackle. I guess they've got Glimpse and they've got the Silence.
Two silences.
Yeah, the Silence.
Um,
The Silence kind of sucks.
I mean,
Is it an Invoker game?
It's
Versus
always
Pugna?
no, it's never.
are they going to pick
Unfortunately.
Storm?
10 seconds remaining.
No, they shouldn't.
Need a
5
haircut.
seconds remaining.
But they could be very aggressive with it. They could jump about. They've got a full minute to think about this. Which other Iceberg heroes, other than obviously the standard ones, you don't? The tricky part is they don't know what they're gonna be up against.
They don't know what they're going to be up against, and Pugna makes it like, I don't really want to play an in-hero so much, right?
Yeah.
and there's a lot of flashy ones that you would have liked to, like the Storm.
I think, I mean, not a Pudge. I think a BKB carry. Someone that can
Pudge
just go
is
BKB.
actually not bad this
I mean,
game.
Pudge actually. I'm
It's
not.
not-
I'm not gonna record. I mean, I want a mid Pudge. It's-
Everybody
They just
wants
want a
mid
game.
Pudge.
They just get the Iceberg Pudge out. Come on, Iceberg. You've
Look
done
at
it
the-
once this playoffs. Do
Look
it
at the
again.
kitty's been very, very. Look at very passive back here. Look at the kitty. Ew.
It's dead.
It's not dead.
It's just it's tuckered out.
I think it's
They're
dead.
taking their time.
Wake up, cat.
They got only 10 seconds.
Owen,
left.
don't you dare.
Wake up, cat.
So what BKB carry do they want? Let's see what it is. Who's going where? We're gonna find out.
Team pick.
Oh,
Nice.
We got it, the iceberg punch.
So my observing just got a lot easier. I'm just gonna follow that Pudge everywhere.
I'm only going to talk
you're not
about
really
Pudge the whole
observing,
game.
so it's all right.
He's got,
What?
I mean, Flesh Sheep looks great. Lots of magic damage. Great versus Pugna.
The cat woke up from that.
Sorry, Kitty. Sorry, Cat, it's an iceberg pudge, right?
Dude,
we just
the
got
Pudge,
excited.
Pudge versus Pugna. All right, this might be.
That-
I'm sorry to sell.
She looks so pissed off right now.
I don't want to
She's
sell any
like,
type
honestly, you woke me up for this, you little shits.
So I had a good talk with S4
I'm
a
sorry,
while back.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We were
Yeah.
we were
This
theory
is important.
crafting actually about Pudge versus Pugna, because Pugna you want to be sitting in the back all the time, right? Pudge you can always be able to find the setup, especially if you have someone scouting like a Nyx. Like Pudge versus Pugna is actually something that people have thought about. Sorry, S4, if I'm spoiling it for you, but we talked about it a little bit.
Lifestealer last.
All right,
That's a
the-
really
the
good
Pudge
lifestealer pick.
counter,
That's
the Pudge
the Pudge
counter.
counter.
It's very good versus Nyx Assassin as well.
Yeah, it's very good against Lash. It's very good against it all. But it's an iceberg pudge. We saw
I
this
mean,
go
let's
off.
go. Let's go.
All right, they're out. They're out of here.
Let's do it. Good call, JJ.
Gotcha, bro.
JJ, please observe.
No, she was observing.
If you miss one kill, I'm going to spring it.
If I miss one kill, I'll hand it over to JJ. Unless there's 2 kills happening at the same time, in which case I can't cover for everything. All right, you guys. It is 1-1, so we're going to guaranteed have a 4th game. So one of these teams is going to have the upper hand. It's going to be at match point for that 4th game. And is it going to be Pudge? Is it going to be Lifestealer? Is it going to be Winstrike? Is it going to be ESPADA? We don't know. That's the beauty of it. Should be a great game. Should be a fun game. Both teams have some good things about their draft. And both teams are also countered on some sides on their draft. It should be great. And it will be made even greater with ODPixel and Fogged.
Are we live? I think we're live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. This is game 3 of the best of 5 between ESPADA and Winstrike. I'm ODPixel. I'm here with Fogged. And what a couple of drafts we have for you. Another sort of change up. 2 very exciting teams to watch, as I'm sure you'll agree. And, of course, the showstopper, the iceberg pudge that we did predict, I want to say. You called it, man. We called it.
JJ called it. I said it actually
JJ
doesn't
called
look
it.
too bad for Pudge.
It's,
I didn't think that they were going to do it in
We've
this type
seen
of game.
it before from Iceberg the other day. He went absolutely off on it. I think you missed the game. Did you guys see any of that game or not?
But I didn't see a single moment of
No,
the game.
he dumped in that.
Did you see what build he went for? Did he go
goes-
Blade Mail? Did he go Atos?
He gets Rod.
He went Atos.
He goes Atos.
So, okay, that's what I thought. I think it has to be one of the
Atos into Blink.
two. Atos into Blink. All right, that's cool. It's very, especially versus Pugna. That sounds very good. Versus Wind Ranger as well.
Yeah.
Versus Lifestealer,
That's what he likes.
they might have to find some adaptation because Lifestealer eats Pudge.
Okay.
But Pudge can, if you survive, I mean, if you're able to get dismembers before that too, if you can get quick dismembers on a Lifestealer, can be pretty good too.
I think it's got the potential to be very strong. But it as I was saying, when I casted the game where he did it before, it is a Pudge.
It is.
And
How do I analyze?
Like-
How do I analyze this game? We got a core Nyx and a core Pudge. Like, what?
Like a lot of people at home who haven't seen the other game will be going like, "It's a Pudge. They're lost. Why?
You know what?
Why are you playing it, mid? Why are you playing it? Why
I
are you
hope-
doing it at all? It's Pudge. It's a garbage hero." But not Iceberg won with it. There's something about him. He was hitting some incredible hooks.
You know what I hope we get to see? So this is an interaction that does not work anymore. Confirmed does not work. If they sleep and try to set up a hook after the sleep, you cannot hook invulnerable targets.
No,
I
it
want to
goes
see
through
them,
it, doesn't it?
It goes right
It
through
goes
it.
through it.
So I want to see them do it.
They
I want
know.
to see them fall for it at least
they know.
once. If they
They're
mess
smart.
it up once, that'd
They
be
know.
really
They
funny.
know. They ain't gonna be doing that. They ain't gonna be messing around. But yeah, this guy Iceberg, he hit some incredible hooks. And I couldn't remember if I'd seen it in the past, but I remember people in the past telling me that Iceberg is a really good Pudge player.
He's a good Pudge.
Like, I remember
And
that's the thing over the years.
He's not going to be happy. Look at the
Oh.
items he's got. He's like, oh, I'm laning versus Pugna. Of course. He's laning versus Lifestealer.
Oh,
Ruh-roh.
is that bad for him?
It's not fun.
Not. It's
I mean,
pretty-
each hit, a feast is
well, and I
incredibly
guess
good.
well, the Lifestealer's also got a Quelling Blade, and he hasn't.
I mean, how do you actually...
So how do you CS that?
You want to threaten for kills. You can't threaten
Yeah.
for kills. Unless you hook him under tower and get some ridiculous situation happen.
Oh, well, bottom lane, Rada. He's in trouble. He may just be dead with one more blast from Nyx.
Stun?
Not quite enough
not hit.
damage. Grau will survive.
It's very low, though. Got the bounty. So they did get 3 bounties because of his
Okay.
efforts.
Well, there we go.
So for that, Always Wanna Fly gives him the salve. That's a little bit of a... Good job, man.
Now let's see what happens mid. Iceberg, realizing the situation, does have 2 salves just sent out to him. So he is fully prepared to have the regen to stick around in lane.
He's got to make sure to get that range creep.
And he's
got it.
And
He's
he
get
might
the
get
deny. He does.
Oh, GG. Lane
What a legend.
Over. Yeah. GG.
Okay.
He just let himself fall very low, but as
We got
got the salves.
I'll try to remind us to look at the other lanes. I know everyone wants to just look at the Pudge mid. Double Riptide up top. Hits both heroes. I don't really want to look anywhere else, though. I just want to look at the Pudge. We're just so excited. I mean, this is great. I can't believe they actually
Pudge.
did this.
I mean, the last time they picked it, it wasn't a game where they could necessarily mess around. I don't think, at least. It was, but it wasn't. They weren't messing around. They don't pick this as a joke fallback pick. They pick this as a very serious pick, and you may just get to see why again this game.
We're in the grand finals of the CIS to TI.
I mean, it's as I was saying in the game where he did it last time. This is why FlyToMoon, aka Winstrike, have got a lot of fans because they do stuff like this. They do stuff like this.
This could be a little bit of a tribute, right? CIS,
Yeah.
Dendy.
Well, that's what I was saying last time we
mid-Pudge.
picked it. It's the mid Pudge coming back. This is the new age Dendy. Iceberg. Giving us some of that magic.
Nick's
Well,
seeing
mate.
a lot of harassment down bottom.
Moving on to Misha. Stun.
Mana burn.
Will miss from always want to fly, but he's got the stick charges, Nyx. Should be enough to keep him alive, but Nyx and Misha both getting harassed down very low.
Yeah, a ton of pressure come. They only have tangos. They are very low on HP. They might actually have to just go back. They spot a regen rune bottom, but Iceberg is running for it.
Oh, and he's going to get it.
He's gonna get it before
He's
the
going to get
Pugna.
away before any of those can. So that bottom lane indeed in a bit of a shambles for ESPADA.
He's
the
still
situation that they're at.
Iceberg is still last hitting very well at mid. 15-3 to 16-2. He can't put the kill threat though. That's the biggest thing. He's used both salves and all of his tangos as well on top.
Top lane. Silent having a bit of a tough time getting the farm. He's falling behind on his Luna. The pressure from BZZ anniversary.
He's just
seeming to be enough to really keep him down.
every time they seem to be getting the combo on him, the void into that power shot. A lot of single target burst coming out. This Luna is out of regen. So is the Naga Siren. Just a bit too much pressure coming in. BZZ is free farming.
Oh, Iceberg is now out of regen.
Went for the hook with the Leshrac rotating in.
Silent still struggling to get anywhere close to the creeps.
They got to let him use the courier, and they will. He's bringing up triple regen, double tangos, and a salve as well.
Bottom lane, Nyx still hanging around on very low health.
Iceberg has to walk back to base too in mid. Silent will get his regen delivered now though, so he will be able to last hit a bit better, but yeah, definitely getting pressured a lot, and now it's nighttime too.
Now always want to fly has found himself an invis route, so maybe he can look to set something up down bottom. Silent pops the south. Down bottom, there's
Easy
the
kill.
setup. Came in with that invis rune, always want to fly. Bam. Finds the opening.
Goal has we've got Nyx versus Night Stalker as the two offlaners in this game. So both heroes kind of want to be doing the same thing, running around looking for plays. Silent.
Not quite enough damage unless
Can they get him?
BZZ. Yes,
They
he
do.
can. BZZ in and finds the kill.
Lesh TP got cancelled. They will try to go for the kill and always want to fly, but he looks like he should be able to distance himself.
Just a little too speedy.
Iceberg is starting to get.
He mixes. He's going in.
Whoa, whoa. Iceberg's making his way down now too. He wants to get involved. The hook.
Oh, it's
Uh-oh.
going to miss. No matter though, as he's able to close the gap with the rock. Misha has got the kinetic field down, but always want to fly as they're waiting up the stairs. They're going to block it off. Maybe wants to try and get Iceberg the kill, and look at that.
You want to make sure, not only that Iceberg gets killed, but make sure he's just at least in range to get those flesh heap stacks coming out. ILTW now has full control of mid lane. Treads, level 6 too. Iceberg only level 5. Shackle top. Silent.
So if we can get him, more Void would do it. And BZZ's in. He's hot on the chase. And he should have this one, no trouble at all. There we go. Bam. Silent. Taken down once more by this very aggressive dual lane that's having a lot of success for ESPADA.
Two lanes going very well for ESPADA right now. That mid and that top lane. While bottom, they're getting the Nyx move, but Nuke top does get chased as well.
These two just proving to be so scary. As whatever lane Winstrike present to them up top now at this stage, it's going to struggle, especially during the night time.
Level 5 for Immersion already. So Night Stalker is going home. That means Wind Ranger's going to get even more levels up top. And they've actually they've rotated Silent bottom. That's painful. Nangrata stun off the mark. Then second stun also off the mark.
Yeah, they were
here.
trying to hunt for Nyx in the trees, but neither of them connecting. Iceberg is making the rotation. They've got 4 heroes down here ready to compact in beneath the tower. Iceberg, he's going to look for the blind hook, and he's got it. Bam! Straight in, he gets Nyx. There we have, with the lightning bursting them down. They'll look for more as the TPs come through, but the 2-man stuns come out. Hold them back, but mass TP is inbound. Shackle will connect onto Nangrata. He has still got the Spike Carapace. The hook will be there to separate ILTW from the Nyx Assassin, but it will not save Nangrata. As Nangrata falls, ESPADA coming in full force on that bottom lane to fight back, and will claim a couple of kills.
Ooh, and they tip Iceberg. Ouch.
Doing their best to try and tilt the Pudge. As already, he knows there's pressure on him, Iceberg. You pick this sort of hero, you have to perform.
Yeah.
Otherwise, a lot of sort of the result, you will certainly feel it on your shoulders. You've taken the risk. You've said to your team, we've got to play the Pudge out this game. So much pressure on him. Mid.
TP's out right after the Void. Nicely done. Buying some space now for Silent to start to recover up top, which he desperately needs a lot of space in this game. He's bottom 4 net worth on this Luna. The Wind Ranger's ahead of Silent at the moment. And ILTW, with the Pudge rotations happening, he's gotten 1,000 damage on that mid tower as this Lifestealer.
As long as they can keep the game going, Winstrike, and as you say, make sure that the farm does open up for Luna, they'll feel pretty good. You know, having the Luna, if they can get him just sort of on that road to free farm, he's going to be able to outscale the cause of ESPADA pretty well, I feel. I mean, sure, the lifestyle, I guess, eventually can still get in the face, but late game, I don't know. As long as you've got some way of keeping the distance with an Argosar, and they've got ways to go through the rage and such.
As long as the Luna's not so far behind.
Sure, yeah. And top, Iceberg.
Iceberg, juke around the trees. Should be able to get this one.
Have. Surrounds him. And we'll take him down. Maybe see if they can find something more, but already the Wind Ranger well out. Well out.
Mid lane, Nangrata's first move. There is a sentry down already, though.
And Nyx is prepared. And will not make any sort of rash moves.
He is the highest net worth on his team, so he doesn't want to be giving up free kills. He will walk in. He knows that the sentry's there now.
Top Iceberg lands the hook straight in. They've got the grab. Bam. With the Dismember holding down Immersion.
2-0-2 on this Pudge already. Lots of flesh heap.
We saw when he played it before, he was very good at making these rotations around this sort of pre-10-minute mark.
I mean, you have to make rotations.
Oh, yeah.
You're not
you're not farming.
You got to just get kills after kills.
And he did do it before. And we may see him do it again.
Dire's bottom
I think he should just make plays away from the Lifestealer. Just try to gank everything else. Hasn't earned. Finished up at I mean, it's pretty good timing. He's still doing pretty well. He's ahead of the Pugna, who is down bottom.
See ILTW, who is now sitting on the bottom lane, farming. Always want to fly, finds an opening stun, but of course not the two of them. Nowhere near enough damage to really go for the kill. Top lane Shackle lands on Silent. The route will be down to BZZ, but Immersion chasing with the focus fire, looking to finish off Silent. Pops the tick charge. He's got the Eclipse. Can he kill Immersion in time?
Oh!
He can!
He can have the last hit.
But they both end up falling.
And now they've run away from the sleep. It's not going to connect.
The 1-for-1 and Immersion. He'll take that trade, knocking Silent out of the game again as the carry.
No one got experience for the kill on the Luna, though. But this Lifestealer able to eat majority of these heroes on the map. I mean, it's such a good Lifestealer last pick.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Naga and Luna are the big ones to deal with him. He loves playing versus Nyx Assassin and Leshrax.
Let's see.
They're ready. They're set up around mid. Nyx is invis. Sentry's down.
They want to go for it. Iceberg's got to be careful. They'll go for the hook. But the kinetic field's down. He has to dismember. It's healing him up a little bit, but not enough.
Nangrada just moved from the mid lane there when they made that play forward.
He needed an extra man behind him, Iceberg, and he didn't have it. He was on his own. Top lane, that's where the focus is as BZZ. He's the target. Lucent Beam, allowing time for the root to come through, and we've always want to fly. They've got the chain stay. Locking BZZ down, they'll set up for a kill.
Yeah, you know, like they lose their Pudge mid, but all this is space. Silent, who was suffering incredibly hard in the laning phase, starting to recover.
He's catching
Top
up.
4 net worth.
He's catching up.
Yeah, it really is. So I'm sure Iceberg's not too happy, but his team is probably like, oh, good job. And he's looking at this lifesteal. He has an armlet.
Oh, can he do it?
Can he get the bite off before the rage? He can.
No. The rage is off.
There's an infest available.
Can he play his way out? He's going to go into the creep. It's into the full health once they can't go for a deny, and that's going to buy time for the rest of the team to come in. In fact, RTW straight out, ready to fight, but the stun comes in. They have the damage to kill him off, though. Iceberg just getting surrounded and bursted down. Iceberg will fall. ILTW now turns his attention towards Nangrada. They'll take another. Double kill for ILTW.
That is a very ambitious play. Even I think if he gets the bite off before the rage, they're still going to probably lack some damage.
You need to have the Lash or the Nyx Assassin ready to have the follow-up stun.
Yeah.
And even at that, because of the fact he says he's got the armlet, it's a hard kill. Now he's got a medallion picked up as well. ILTW. Still leading the net worth, this Lifestealer. And he's ready to build towards the Radiance.
Lifestealer's got 17 armor. He's under a tower, so he's got 15 anyway, but that's quite a lot now with this medallion picked up.
Radiant are scanning.
2k advantage right now for ESPADA. And it is nighttime now, so you see BZZ trying to look around to make plays. Nangrada is scouting out the Wind Ranger. The sentry gets placed. They did see the Nyx for a second. Nangrada.
I found him. Look at the opening. Silence and the chase down. As he heads under the sentry, they got the damage. No, not quite. Unless BZZ can get the last void off. He's chasing, but the turn with the stun. Nangrada may have just saved himself, and he has. Nangrada gets out. Iceberg.
Oh.
A little off the mark there with that hook, but it doesn't look like it matters. As they're still able to get in, chase down, immersion. Finish off the kill.
The carapace stunning, you know, from the power shot, but he does get the kill anyway. But this Lifestealer's got free reign, free control of the game. But Luna, Silent, is still, you know, still 2,000 behind, but farming. A tip as he misses the hook.
The tip for the missed hooks.
That's worth it, right?
Oh, it certainly tilts you.
They're going to get the Naya in the mid tower. Side of Winstrike.
BZZ straightening down bottom. He's found the opening. Not to always want to fly. Tries to go for the stun, but RTW's in with the rage and chops him down.
5 people bottom. Oh, they were TPing everybody down there. Nyx canceled. The Pugna canceled the TP. I'm going to say Pugna because we're going to get confused otherwise between Nyx and Pugna.
Iceberg. Trying to get rid of this ward, but there's damage on Grada. Not going to be able to set anything up for the team. They'll retreat up towards the top.
The infest.
They're closing the gap. Silent does have the Eclipse. Maybe can bring down BZZ with him. He can.
He can?
So he gets at least something on the way down.
If his team can set up for the kill.
There's a big rotation coming in onto ILTW. Got the net. Nangrada just needs to get the chain stun. Rage up in 2 seconds. It's not going to be soon enough as they do make the counter gang. And what did that? They didn't get him quite.
Oh, he hooks the creep.
Is he? Surely he doesn't get out. They've got the root. They got him. A little sloppy. But maybe it will work out if they end up getting immersion as well. But it looks like immersion will be fine with the win run. But yeah, taking them a little longer than it should have done to get that Lifestealer as RTW was allowed to rage and pop his armlet.
Pretty big though, right? The Luna gets the kill on the Night Stalker and they get a kill as well on the Lifestealer. And this Lifestealer is dead for 30 more seconds. I think Nyx got a lot of damage on the mid tower though out of it. 800 or so. Nangrada.
Oh. Hung around a little too long up top. That's the 2 of them, 3 of them. In fact, Misha coming through as well. We'll toy with him, surround him, and cut him down. Look at the deny on the tower as well.
I think that's like the 3rd tower deny I've seen already this game.
Still silent. Still, of course, quite a bit behind the Lifestealer. But still, the recovery is only going to continue as the Mask of Madness is picked up. They want to finish off this tier 1 down bottom. Nyx and BZZ are here to defend.
It's in deny range. They're looking to try to go for Silent here.
Whoa, the blast.
The damage.
Silent just evaporates, and with that Decrepify setup, they could certainly look for more. The blast cleaning out the illusions, the void from BZZ as they come in and pick up another. Double kill for Nyx.
Pugna with max decrep.
That's not Grado. He's looking to set up for the Lesh. Oh, the
easy
Spike
kill.
Carapace indeed off the back of the blast.
Maxed mana burn. 4 points in it. 2-4-2.
So again, another one of these little trades, but still, that was Silent going down.
Top tower
Yes,
under
he is
attack.
having a rough time. It's going to be a hard game for Silent. Not an impossible one, but certainly he's got his work cut out for him.
Yeah.
As he has been taken out a few times this match.
I mean, he's really going to need, like, one item into BKB. Like, Dragon Lance or Yasha into that BKB right away. Just this magic damage is too much of a problem for him.
Radiant's bottom
Another deny.
has been
BZZ will clean out the
That's
bottom
another-
tower, take it away from...
That's, yeah, three or four denies this game.
Dire's top
And
tower
look at
is
IL2W.
under
Look where he's
attack.
farming. This is how safe you feel as a Lifestealer in this game. Playing incredibly aggressive.
What are they going to do?
Yep. So it'll be the 4 staff first on the Pudge. Just getting better positioning.
Okay.
Try to distance himself away, of course, from that Lifestealer too. Or his teammates. Seems like a good choice. Non-Grata. Finished Tread's Drum. Just all about stats since he's an offlane Nyx. He doesn't want to just fall off. He wants to be able to keep scaling and whatnot. He doesn't want to go for like Arcane Boots. And then going to go for the Euls. Some extra control.
Now BZZ with the ILCW inside him. Does get spotted out by the ward. The BZZ's inbound, and they'll certainly suspect something fishy with the aggressive posturing of this Night Stalker.
Iceberg pushing in very far here. He looks like he's going to be the dead one.
Oh, he's not getting out of this. As indeed, not quite getting the memo.
They don't even take the lifesteal out of the infest. They're going to keep looking for frags. With this darkness
Radiant
popped.
are scanning.
They just saw the Naga. They've got this ward in the mid lane.
And
Nighttime
BZZ,
ends.
he's
but
heading straight in. With their eyes onto no fear. Glimmer's back into the static zone to make sure there's no chance of a song.
Dire's middle tower
now they're pressuring the tower too.
Out.
Nyx is here.
ILTW has TP down. He's left this lane for the bottom lane to push back the Leshrac, and will be the case. TP back from Always Wanna Fly. There's Nyx. Opens up with the blast. Power shot as well with the Decrep. Look how much damage that does. Always Wanna Fly.
Back to base. Fighting under another ward is just too difficult still too for Winstrike. Whenever it's placed down, they try to defend it. The hook.
Oh.
Whoa.
Iceberg. He gets the hook. He's got the kill.
That connection. That was like in between everything.
That was he was
crazy.
doing these the other day. So he's very good at threading the needle. Hooks that you don't expect him to make happen. Just do.
Goes for that 30% experience gain talent too. So just really wanting to get those levels up. Just make sure he's the highest level in the game. Just trying to, but his Lifestealer's still level 15. Going for the Radiance build. Nagrata stalking Nyx up. Oh, stuns off the mark.
Wow. Well, Nyx will be fine.
is under attack.
In fact, he may be able to turn on. Grata still sticking around, hitting those creeps. He's got to run. And he ain't running. The crap, the blast, he's gone. Punish there for not being able to make that stun connect and get the easy pick off. Mid lane. ILTW continuing to just look to be
So
there.
far.
Indeed, he's got the money for Relic. On top of the armlet and medallion. He is absolutely massive, this Lifestealer.
Yeah, still a solid 2,000 gold over the Luna. He's been doing a great job of keeping that farm up.
Rising up to the high ground. No fear. There at the moment on the Naga Siren as well as Silent in the neighborhood. TP's coming across towards the tier 2 towers. Winstrike look to group up. They're ready for this play.
It feels so hard for Winstrike to
Here
take
we
this
go. The
fight.
static sword drops down straight away. They're on to Always Wanna Fly. Always Wanna Fly gets bursted. Iceberg tries for the hook, but he ends up hooking the dead body. Silent does manage to get the Eclipse out. They are able to potentially bring down BZZ. No, BZZ on the retreat. BZZ will get out. Silent falling so low. He's trying to run his way back to base. Looks like he will live. Iceberg does manage to get the hook onto BZZ. 1-for-1 at the moment. The Song looking for a potential setup if they want to continue this fight, but it doesn't look like they do. They'll back off. They'll take it for what it is at the moment. Just the 1-for-1. There's the glimpse. Onto Non-Grata. Dragged back. There's the hook, though. They'll get the trade again. Another trade. So
And
they
Silent
lose Non-Grata,
survives.
but take immersion.
Silent lives the whole time during the fight. That's the
They
big,
save him. They
the
keep,
big thing, at least for Winstrike. It seems like these fights are just so difficult for them to take, especially at nighttime. Until Luna has BKB, they don't really have something that they can rally around. This Lifestealer just goes through, and they're like, oh my god, this Lifestealer is just way too strong. Same thing with BZZ. He just runs into the back lines, into those fights, over and over again. I'd say that's a pretty successful one, though. When you're getting ran at, when you're at this deficit versus this incredible Lifestealer pick, and you're able to come out with something and save your Luna. But now, Silent.
Always deep. He's far out alone. But so's BZZ. And Silent's got friends. He's got no fear.
He's waiting for the... As soon as if the Void came out, he would have instantly TP'd away. And now his team's coming with backup. And it will be a 4-staff into BKB on Pudge.
Alright, so he's...
So they're just... It's a BKB game. You know, they have to versus Pugna. They have to versus all this Disruptor as well.
Is underneath a sentry. He's looking to open onto Misha. Does get glimpsed of the high ground. And he will be left alone. The rest of his team will leave him. So he'll try for a deny to the Ancients, but it won't happen.
Someone's got to be the sacrifice this game for Silent to try to get this farm, get this magic immunity.
This full Radiance on ILTW is going to be quite an issue in these fights.
Yeah, he's that's such a farm Lifestealer.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Immersion. He's hunting.
TP out. From always want to fly before Immersion gets any vision. Just going to hunt the trees anyway, just in case, but...
It's a full Maelstrom in this Wind Ranger, so... Packing quite a punch, too, in these team fights. Looking for Silent, Nyx. Can't quite find him. He knows he's TPing out, though. The Nether Ward procced out there from the tree lines.
Non-Grata on the hunt, just in case the Pugna continue to push. But will not be the case from Nyx.
Silent, still not quite at that BKB. They're just they're still trying to make the space for it to happen. But every time there's nighttime, every time there's darkness, that's when ESPADA is really looking to just go for any type of engagement.
Yeah, straight away, looking for this sweep around towards any hero potentially farming this triangle. But both at the back of the base, Silent and Iceberg. They know that these sort of movements are happening, and they do not want to risk leaving unless they absolutely feel it's safe to do so.
I mean, they're in split push mode.
Yeah.
Until they can, effectively get those magic immunities, those BKBs, and be able to take fights head on. Even then, it still will be hard.
Just desperately trying to find whatever farm they can.
Yeah.
In the safety of the areas that they know that they can control.
This type of game is very tough to play. When you're playing versus a team that has Disruptor and Night Stalker, and you're the ones trying to just play this full split push game, one of you is bound to start getting caught when you're doing like splitting up into 2 or 3 lanes. They have to be very careful of all their movements on the side of Winstrike. Grata.
Oh,
Dire's bottom
he's trying for the body blocks onto Immersion. Immersion does get rooted.
Is there a hook?
There
Sure
it
is.
There we have it. Straight on. Iceberg gets the easy setup from that net.
That looked weird. He got 4-staffed mid-hook, so it like pushed him away during it, but the way hook works is that you come back to the target of where the hook is thrown, even if you get forced mid-hook. So it is pulled back. And Iceberg, he's top 4 net worth with this Pudge. He's getting close to his BKB too. That will make sure that he can get guaranteed dismembers off in all these fights. He can BKB dismember one of the targets. If you can catch the Lifestealer during majority of that rage, that could be their best opportunity to look to take a fight versus ILTW, who is just still 2,500, keeping that gap away from the Luna.
I like how he should have sugarcoated there. Top 4 net worth sounds all very fancy, but then he's 6k behind the Lifestealer.
But he's only 3k behind Pugna. Right?
Sure, there's a lot of ways you
bad.
can twist the facts. Yeah,
This is true. He could be 0-9 and do nothing.
Here's the night time.
Silent.
They've got the
BKB's
vision.
not out yet.
Oh, they've trapped him, but they do have the song. He's taking damage from the static song. They need to get him towards that shrine. Can they really save Silent? They're trying their best to get him back to safety. Misha, will he be able to chase? There's BCZ coming over the trees. The BKB's out. Means that there can't be a void coming from the Night Stalker. Oh, he pops the Eclipse, but he's not wanting to stick around for that fight. So a little unnecessary, maybe. I guess he just really wanted to put them off from chasing. But the BKB was enough, as he just got it out. I mean, all in all, still a good situation. You know, they get no fear in with the song. They just make sure the Silent doesn't fall. They get him out. They keep him alive long enough to get that BKB out to him. It does mean, though, that ESPADA can go for Roshan. They know there's no BKB or Eclipse on Luna, and there's no Leshrac for 20 seconds.
The BKB was literally flying out on the courier to be delivered, so that was perfect opportunity movement there from ESPADA, and they even got the Spirit Vessel on him while he was under the Shrine. So Shrine healed him for like 100, maybe not even that much. And I think, yeah, the Eclipse looked like he was trying to maybe catch the Night Stalker, but then lost vision for a second, just was like, I'm out of here, I'm way too low. So yeah, free Rosh.
So RTW continues to just look to be quite the beast with that Aegis upon him.
The gold's still only a 2k lead, though, because during that, while even they
Silence
made that
farming
play,
and stuff. He's back farming.
yeah, even during all that play that they were making, Pudge was farming top, and the Nyx assassin on Grotto was farming bottom. 3/4 way to Aghanims. So, you know, this...
Oh, yeah, Ags this game is going to be pretty nasty.
Good luck pushing high ground, right? It can be pretty tough.
Oh, boy.
A lot of risk. You get caught by this, what, the 1200 range Impale or whatever it becomes. And then a hook right afterwards. It'll be pretty devastating.
We're grouping up by the shrine. All underneath the watchful eyes of Winstrike. That ward there.
Got BKB. Do they have a blink on Wind Ranger for the disabled? They don't. We'll try to force that BKB, though, with a glimpse. Not quite able to get the vision, though.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Is that BKB finished now? It is finished on Iceberg now, too. So he's been farming for quite a while.
Well, the thing is about we sort of talked about the high ground potential that Winstrike will have in terms of defense. But ESPADA, they have this Pugner who can push without putting himself in too much danger. You know what I mean? They can sort of go for the slow siege and such.
Yeah, he can poke and pro. Has to be super careful of that Impale to hook. Even if he's got Aether Lens,
sure, it's quite a distance.
You get pulled so far back. Yeah. It makes the fight, it can be awkward, especially versus Naga, who can sleep the rest. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, here we go. So they've got the Aghanims ready for this defense, and they're straight away Iceberg. Hook onto ILTW. Trying to make things happen. They're burning the mana of ILTW. The stun. He's got the chain stun and the hook, and he's gone. That's the Aegis gone.
He died midway across, though, it looks like.
Spawn back at the Tombstone.
But that probably stops the push. They got majority of the tower, though. 1,350 damage on it.
You are right, though. It's going to be a scary push. You can lose your lifesteal like that. Sure, you had the Aegis, but next time you might not.
Yep.
So do you really want to try and push without it? Look at this sweep around. They're silent. He's out. Can he play his way out of this one? He doesn't have a TP. He has got a BKB. Will let the glimpse kick in and now tries to fight back with the Eclipse. Is there any sort of TPs coming in? It doesn't look like it will matter, or maybe it will. Can they save Silent? They can. They'll keep him alive as the stun comes through. They'll send themselves forward. They'll actually be able to take down the Wind Ranger. ILTW turns towards Non-Grotto, who looks to burn himself up. Gets the spike carapace, the regen, not enough to keep him alive. BZZ, will he fall? He will. Always want to fly. Uses himself up, has the damage from the ult, but ILTW gets the cleanup. 3 for 3. Between the teams, but they keep Silent alive. They get him out of there.
Did you see No Fear? That was literally saving Private Silent. He just ran into 4 heroes through the Disruptor ulti, gave his life for the cause.
It sort of worked. Again, it's these sort of trades. 3 for 3. It is only a 1k lead for ESPADA. Winstrike are holding on to this game. And as it goes on, Silent is getting closer and closer to the farm of ILTW's Lifestealer. And we talked about, if they can push it late and the Lifestealer, so the Luna gets stacked, if they can't get the Lifestealer on top of the Luna, he just can't fight. The Silent will be able to kite him with the backup from his team. disable that they have.
Beautiful by Iceberg. He hooked the bounty rune right in front of ILTW's face and took it for his team. Some nice
Mid lane.
gold.
Can you try for this? He's got to see some
wants it.
next level hooks. Oh, they got the net.
They're
He's
scared.
he is. He knows that there's more coming in, and straight away, look, BZZ with ILTW. He's chasing. He's already used the 4-star and put the BKB in order to get himself back to safety, and it will. Throws a hook out. Will not get any sort of catch.
Get the vision.
Vision indeed. BZZ getting up to the high ground to make sure that there's that vision for the setup glimpse. The Dragon always want to fly back. Nice little play there from BZZ as he heads in and out of the base.
Yeah, now they might actually think that there's a ward
They
there
did.
now.
They pinged it out.
They pinged it. They have a sentry.
They think there's a ward and there isn't. It was just BZZ
Yeah, that's
passing by.
the Hunter and the Knights. And defensive BKB too from Iceberg. They know that's on cooldown for a bit. Iceberg does have, or Silent does have his available. Sorry, Iceberg's on cooldown. And they will be put off from pushing. They're still keeping it. Yeah, 1K gold lead, and the experience is actually in favor.
What do we got?
Meh, actually
It's
it's like even. It's like the same.
It's pretty even.
How high level is Iceberg though? Iceberg is level 19.
What's he get at 20 on Pudge again?
He's got the GPM cooldown, and
Oh,
the
you have to
25
take the GPM.
the 25 one is one that's very up for debate because 6-second dismember, that is the full rage duration of a lifestealer. So it's like 2.0 flesh sheep strike sounds great.
You definitely because you
that
got
dismember
BKB.
is so good.
You BKB, you dismember him. There's nothing to stop you
Yeah,
from dismembering.
exactly.
So yeah, no. I'm sure.
I'm pretty sure that's
Yeah.
the talent you take in this.
Because
game.
I mean, do you really want more strength against a lifestealer? I mean, he's still going to hit you hard, isn't he?
Yeah, you're gonna be very tanky, but yeah, I mean it's such a long duration.
Yeah. And I mean, he does take the GPM right rather than the cooldowns.
Yeah, more than likely. I mean, GPM, you're expecting them to
decent
defend high
amount.
ground, right?
Yeah, they're
you want
pushing
this
it
Luna
late.
to get big. You want to use your Aghanims, Nyx, and Pudge.
Won't get anything here, and in fact, they'll be able to get the vision for the glimpse back as No Fear will try for the song, but he's not going to be able to get it off. The shackle shot comes in from Immersion. Get the fish lady. So how much can they push in? 40 seconds without the Naga Siren.
Okay. They get the ward down. The hook. It's not
Gonna
gonna.
miss. And this tower already down to half health. Non-Grata burying himself nice and deep.
They proc the Aeon disc now. They put this ward down on their high ground too, so they can at least get some vision outside for this Pudge.
And they
Nyx.
need to. So they can try and outmaneuver him. Top lane BZZ moves over. They're actually coming out towards the jungle Iceberg, trying for a hook. We'll get glimpsed back. A little low on the mana front. In fact, he's TPing over aggressively, Iceberg. Iceberg really wants to try and find a catch here. Comes over towards the shrine. Will shrine up. Non-Grata leading the way. Can they find any sort of setup stun though? Doesn't look like it, as ESPADA are able to back up and disengage without anyone getting left behind. But Silent. Now just a 1k difference between him and the Lifestealer. That
He's catching
just
up.
gradual minimalization of the difference between the two has just continued to a point where they can keep this game going. He will take over.
I want to know Iceberg's next couple choices.
What's
I think
he
he
got?
does want armor. He could go maybe something like Halberd, or Shiva's, something like that, just to make him a bit tankier. He's got a lot of options. I'm very curious though, because he's now level 20, has a GPM talent.
Don't you want to get the Ghost Scepter or not really on a
Might be a
core
bit
pledge?
too defensive. I think he
Okay.
wants to be able to stay a little bit aggressive. I mean, we'll see. I'm not too sure. As core Pudge,
Yeah,
not something you see too
Rod of
often.
Atos is not too great. This
Too
game,
small
is
of
it?
an item now.
Yeah, yeah.
I think he
You've
wants
gotta get
bigger
something
items.
big.
Radiant's bottom tower
Maybe just armor.
He's sitting there waiting.
Plate
to buy.
mail.
It's a plate
Yep.
mail. I think it's Shiva's.
You got to get the armor.
I mean, he's already got 3k HP.
Yeah.
This 10 armor
This is the
adds so
value.
much effective.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
HP.
top tower has fallen.
No, I like that.
Radiant's
Plate
bottom
mail, and as you say, Shiva's. I think. I mean, you could even make the argument for AC this game
Yeah, I mean, you could
to
just
just
definitely
help
make
the
that
Luna,
argument.
help
Yeah.
Silent.
Guard the Luna a bit more, give it more pushing power. It could definitely be an option.
is under attack.
Let's see what we got here. RTW quick with the Manta, removing the net. He's coming in. They can get the stun, they get the hook. There's the Elvis. Static Storm is going to be dropped down.
They have to disengage now on the
Yeah.
side of Espada. They got very spooked. They look just, as soon as they see these heroes walking up, everyone just throws all their defensive abilities in. Winstrike, they're looking to try to catch something here.
Ooh, the hook's not going to get him though. BZZ with the jukes.
Can they catch this Night Stalker?
He's pretty speedy. And they cannot. He's too fast. Cover the nighttime. He is out of there.
They had that ward that they saw the Night Stalker with for quite some time, but unable to get the grab.
Roshan not quite back up. As they were sort of getting themselves in position to check it out. With the Luna, they can take it very reliably. Iceberg mid, forces forward, goes to the hook, and he's got it. BKB does come out. Is that going to save him? They have the root. Do they have the physical? They certainly do. They get the kill.
Nograda's in.
And they get more out of this. Just look at the setup underneath the ground. He gets the spike carapace stun onto the lifestealer. RTW still gets the chance to rage. Iceberg heading forward, goes for another hook, and he grabs and gets RTW back into the hands of his friends. They'll put the BKB on Iceberg. They've got the control. They take down RTW.
He's dead for 80. He just bought.
Those hooks from Iceberg, one after another, opening up the game, and he's even hunting for more. Into the base, tries to hook one, grab a third. But two, that's certainly good enough, especially with one of them being that lifestealer. 70 seconds without ILTW, and Winstrike in prime position to push into the base.
Iceberg's low on mana to throw these hooks. The Nether Ward's not going to help that either. But the Glaives start bouncing. They break the Aeon Disc.
And now they're onto the racks. Tier 3's gone. Static Storm will get dropped down in an attempt to try and slow down Silent. They're still without the lifesteal. I think Winstrike have realized there's no buyback on this lifesteal. He's not coming back into the game. As they'll stand the ground. Shackle Shot does connect onto the Pudge, but he's very tanky.
He doesn't care. They Solar Crest him. He's got 31 armor and 3,200 HP. They Song. It's a full disengage.
No
Disruptor's
fear.
caught in it too.
Just walking into the center of them all and TPing out with that song.
Did you... That hook... ILTW manted, and his real hero went to the top right of the manta, so the hook connects it.
No, there's some... I don't know if it's skill or luck, but Iceberg in the other game the other day, he was playing against a Naga Siren, and he hooked the Naga twice while she was doing mirror image. So there's something about this guy who he can command when the illusions are coming out which one's going to be the real one. Because he managed to do that multiple times.
This is unbelievable.
Yeah.
They just turn it around now. Luna, top net worth for the first time in the game.
And this is the power of the Pudge. You know, we've seen a lot of lulls in terms of missed hooks this game. But you hit that one hook like that, and bam, the lifestealer's gone. Bam, the melee racks are gone.
I mean, he's had pretty good hooks across the board. He's had like one or two that missed, but like,
sure.
No,
that's what
he's hit the right ones.
Because I know there's people at home. They'll see the missed hooks. They'll be like, wah. But then you got to see the good hooks, and they are very good. Iceberg.
Wrap around. Iceberg walks in, breaks it.
Actually got the net here. So Winrage for the BKB in the focus fight. She's actually been able to take down the Lesh Wrap. Now, RTW focusing down over. They found another. They got the Nullifiers Mute onto the Nix's house, and they found three. The Silent's trying to come forward, but he's running. Plus the BKB, he's trying to get himself out of there. The buybacks are coming out on the side of Winstrike. But Iceberg getting isolated. He has the BKB continuing to retreat. He needs his team to head in. So the hook, that one's going to miss. That's the time for the funny faces to come out. As Iceberg will get glimpsed back. He's been nullified. He's been burst down. They get the Pudge. As now it is ESPADA's turn to push into the base. Iceberg will buy back. And they stop this from happening. The stun comes out. Silent. Leading the way. Get any sort of setup, or they got to let these melee racks go. They're falling and they've gone. The blast will finish it off as ESPADA gets the racks. There's the hook. Iceberg goes in onto Nyx. Nyx has the Eon Disc. Shackle Shot and the glimpse onto Iceberg will separate him from his team, but there's the root onto BZZ. It's speedy. It's nighttime. He's out of there. This time ESPADA get in. They get a melee racks for themselves this time round.
Quick swing around.
Mid lane, they might be about to lose range racks though. And they definitely are. Bang. There we go. We'll take those creeps.
So he sold... Okay, he sold Medallion to finish the Nullifier before that engagement happened. I was like... he was still a bit short of it, but then he had the Nullifier there on the Lifestealer. And yeah, the BKB also from Immersion came out. That was, I think, a bit ago, but... A couple... Like last fight, if even. But that one, also he gets the Shackle on Lesh.
I mean, obviously with the BKB and the win run, he can just focus down a squishy target like that and guarantee the kill.
Yeah.
Unless he gets dismembered. Around that Roche pit. The area to fight once again, Iceberg.
They forced this Pudge and Naga and Leshrac to buy back after that push.
They have to be so careful, with those buybacks unavailable. Backing up, there's the glimpse, Iceberg. Force himself away. On the high ground, Winstrike, non-grata, burying himself, but he's been silenced. He rules up, BKB's going to be popped by Immersion. They'll get the hook, there's the song. They're trying to disengage. Can they kill this Wind Ranger during the BKB? They can. That's going to be Immersion gone. And they go for more here. Winstrike, they're thinking about it. They know they've got the numbers advantage and they're ready to chase non-grata. They'll get the stun. They've got no fear, closing the gap. Iceberg's in as well with the rot. They find a second. With the song, they can turn it around. Buyback.
That was a sick song. Completely isolated that Wind Ranger.
After this rush. And a half health. Iceberg outside of the pit. Ready to find any sort of catch. Can they finish the Roche off in time? Iceberg is going for the descent member. Straight away, he's holding ILTW in place, making sure the rest of his team can take Roche. Can they get the Aegis? The Aegis still on the floor at the moment. Who's going to be able to pick it up? There it is.
Silent
Silent.
gets it.
He will grab it in time and now ready to go with the Eclipse. Looks towards ILTW, forced up to the high ground. Can ILTW live? The arm that he's running, and he will be able to keep himself alive. They've lost two Winstrike.
He was like 20 HP on the life stealer.
He just got out.
Silent picks up the cheese, uses it instantly. The Aegis was on the ground for a good 6 seconds, ends up getting it. Now Iceberg getting gone on.
He's in trouble. He does not have buyback. He's out alone. They will slowly but surely beat down the big boy. As he will get blasted. And shafted that for 100 seconds. He's gone.
Yeah, he bit the life stealer during that whole rage there too, before the fight starts. But yeah, now down for 100.
They've got a hold without their pudge. And that was a decent amount of defense. They will have everyone else back up. Nyx Assassin's going to be back in. Does have buyback as well if a second life is needed to be thrown from him at the defense. Lincoln Sphere is now finished on Silent.
So he's going to have to get rid of his boots for the time being to have that Lincoln's. Okay, actually puts away the Dragon Lance, so keeping those treads.
I always want to fly. He's just going to be working on getting a Bloodstone for himself, but there's still 1 full minute without Iceberg.
He still hasn't picked up any item either. After dying and having to buy back, had the plate mail, now still sitting on 3,300.
And Silent still has the Aegis, right?
Yes.
Yes. Here we go. Silent. He's got non-virus defense right beside him. Neon just going to be popped. Jumping though, emerging, goes immediately with the BKB. He's trying to focus down this Nyx Assassin buried under the ground. The Song of the Siren comes out. Isn't enough to save the Nyx Assassin. It isn't.
Just not quite enough. The BKBs are still long enough.
He's buying back. He's getting himself straight back in. His Silent leads forward onto immersion. They'll maybe get the Wind Ranger. They do. They get the Wind Ranger. They get the Pugna Ward too. As they put a stop to the push from ESPADA, and time is bought for Iceberg to get back into the game without losing any further racks. So they managed to push them back.
1 mana burn instantly causes that Aeondis to pop every time.
Well, you've got to sort of ask yourself, do you still like that he went for the Aeondis because of that? Because it is getting popped that easily. Is it really saving him from anything that would have killed him otherwise?
I mean, it's such a good item, right?
Sure.
It's such a good item on all these in heroes. The status resist is also pretty nice too.
True, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Still the stuns.
At least give him a little bit of blanket of protection, some kind of thing. And it's got, okay, so it's a Lotus Orb instead on the Pudge.
Okay.
So now he can at least like dispel the Spirit Vessels, reflect a bunch of these spells too, protect his teammates as well.
I mean, yeah, everyone on the Radiant has a single target spell.
Yep.
So there's a lot of stuff they have to be careful about throwing out at him.
I hope he Lotus Orbs Focus Fire. We just see a Pudge attacking at full movement, full attack speed.
I imagine he has to be standing next to
He
them.
has to stand next to them, yeah.
He doesn't turn range.
But if he gets the Luna, who gets Focus Fire, and he gets the Lotus, I mean that'd be cool. But
Wait, I just realized something.
What?
I know why he's struggling. The other day, he had the Pudge Arcana. He's not got the Pudge Arcana on today. What's up? What's he doing? He was wearing it the other day, and now he's not.
Maybe he just didn't feel it. He wasn't feeling it.
No,
man.
I think that's why they're struggling.
But they were doing so. They got a
He's
Rex.
gone in vanilla
They're still
this
doing
game.
okay. It's still only 5K.
I mean, I know, that's still fine. But when he had the Arcana on, I'm telling you, those Gaben's magical powers were bestowed upon him.
This actually could be true.
And he's not got the Arcana on this game.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Gaben
attack.
is not pleased.
Creeps are hitting the base. Winstrike aware that ESPADA is trying to make some kind of move here because of that. Gonna go scout Nangrada with the gem. Trying to get some information here. Trying to get some type of catch. Illusion. That's a BKB.
I was already at 5 seconds.
Yeah. But now if they can take a fight while it's down. Don't know if they're going to be able to though.
Full Scotty on
Full
Silent.
Scotty. So he got rid of Mask of Madness. And his treads.
And those bounty runes.
Royal warrior.
Level 3 Dagon on the Pugna.
Every coin helps.
Do you like that he's gone for the dag on this game, Nick's on the Pugna, or is that really the best way to go? Is there not sort of any other utility items you can kind of go for? Because do
I
you
don't
really
really know
want
what
to be
else
scaling
you
up a
can
dag
get.
on against like a Pudge?
It's not great versus Pug. It's good versus like everybody else though.
True.
It's so much damage you can do with just the decrypt blast. I'm not really
Yeah.
too sure. Like, he doesn't want to
There's
be
nothing
standing
else that you
still.
can-
Like Aghanims is not great versus Nyx and
Okay.
Pudge. Like you're standing still using it. And what else?
Because he
what
did
other
have that
options?
queued up at the start, and then he changed his mind.
I don't like Aghanims versus Pudge. That's how you're setting yourself up to get hooked.
Yeah.
Radiant's bottom
25 now silent, so he has got that 25% lifesteal ready for the fight as well.
Radiant's structures
And this game he went for the 50% open wounds heal. You saw that instead of the evasion on the lifestealer.
I mean, I like that. Do you not?
He already had Radiance, and he saw that the Luna picked up an
Yeah.
MKB early, so he just switched to the open wounds. The heal is a lot. If he's hitting,
Oh yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. The 50% open wounds is it's crazy.
yeah, 100% lifesteal.
haste.
As long as you can keep yourself on that target. Obviously, with the Scardy in play, there is going to be that slow through the rage.
It works with your team too, right? It's
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
everybody who
yeah.
hits off with open
You
wounds.
bust the whole spell up for everybody, and they're going on the same target. So on the short.
Now the
What was
BKB is coming out for the Pugner, so that is the one thing that he was lacking. So he could, when Aeon just pops, swap it in or whatever. How's our levels doing as well? So we've got only level 25 on Luna. Took the assuming the lifesteal town. I think we saw that being picked up. Lifesteal is probably gonna take the rage duration. I don't think he'll take the feast damage. I wouldn't think so. No, rage is too good. The rage is just OP. It's 8 turns. Yeah, it's too good.
2% feast damage lifesteal. That's
Maybe if it was
that sounds
higher.
pretty. Eh.
Yeah, I mean, if it was higher, that could be a
2%.
one. But
2%.
what if it was like how much
Dude,
percent? Would it,
2%?
how much percent would it have to be for you to take it? Because 2%.
I think you could literally make it double. Make it plus 7.5. 2%.
Make it 15%. Are you kidding me? That sounds too good.
All right.
That's target's current health. That means you're doing 15% per hit. That's how much damage you're doing.
Okay, that's true. I may have
But
forgotten
the rage
that
one
part
is
of the
just
spell.
way better. That's the thing, because it's 50%.
Actually, no.
uptime.
You've actually convinced me the other way. I've just flip flopped. 2%'s better.
2%.
You're against the Pudge. 2%.
But you're against the Luna too.
I mean, she's got stats. She's pretty thick, you know.
Mm.
Yeah. I think take 2%.
No, you definitely take the rage, dude. The rage is too good. He's gonna take the feast now that we're saying it.
What do you take on the Nyx Assassin? Well, we got the 25 first. So
He's
I
not
guess-
gonna hit 25 yet. It's
I mean,
gonna
you get
be
the
a while.
20. Sorry. You want to take the? Did you take the Spike Parapus with all the blasts?
He's got
and such?
Aghanims.
Yeah.
He's got Aghanims. I think you might take the Impel damage this game.
Okay.
I see most people take the Carapace, but with Ags, that can be nice to clear creep waves over and over again. What 25 talent though?
What have we got?
100 Agi or unobstructed pathing?
I mean, I always see people take unobstructed pathing, but dude, 100 Agi, you get an E-Blade, and that's.
But he can hide
Kaboom.
himself. He can hide himself inside trees and stuff, and then burrow
Alright,
himself.
You can break it. Yeah.
Right?
Can you hide yourself in the Ancient? I imagine you can.
I think when you burrow, you pop out. I'm
that
not. I mean, I don't know.
that makes sense. Surely you can't burrow
I
in
think
an
you can
Ancient.
I don't think you can burrow in
you
buildings.
can't burrow in buildings, surely. Yeah.
That's a mechanic that I'm sorry, I'm not 100%.
I don't normally
sure
play level 25 Nyx Assassins.
Me
you know?
either. I think I've only seen 2.
Yeah. Yeah,
How's our
they
buybacks?
always say the unstructured path, and I've seen.
So
see the
buyback
programs.
status, Nyx and Disruptor are cooldown. Everyone else, for the most part, is up.
Oh, Iceberg. The lane pops to
got-
BKB.
Got the BKB off.
They're trying to retreat. They're forced up to the high ground. Static Storm's down onto Non-Grata. There's the hook. It's going to catch Immersion, but that's actually going to work against him because he's just given them vision for the glimpse. Iceberg gets dragged back, cut down. He does have buyback.
He really wanted to save Nangrata because Nangrata does not have buyback on the Nyx, and he's crucial to their defense.
He really
Iceberg
is.
gonna have to use his
They need to get Silent back to the base. He does have a TP, doesn't he?
10-second cooldown.
Oh. 10 seconds is a long time when they're hitting on your barracks. There's the hook, won't catch. They're onto the racks. Indeed, that TP, he's not going to be here soon enough as he's silent to sleep. Maybe with
Kill
the
the
sleep
ward.
setup. They're going to get themselves in the midst of it all. Silent, ready, BKB, Eclipse. Here we go. Do they have the damage to come through? No, the rage of the BKB is already out. Nyx forced out to the side. They look towards RTW inside the creep. The hook's there onto Nyx, and they kill Nyx as down they can. That's the Pugna gone. Buyback immediately from the Nagasara, and always want to fly looking towards BZZ as they'll get Silent back safely behind the barracks. Moving in onto BZZ. He's ready to go back in with Iceberg on the throne. They've got the slow. They keep the racks alive, Winstrike, and push back the siege attempt from ESPADA.
Their base is starting to fall apart a bit, though. No tier 3s available. Both racks is exposed.
I mean, ideally, they want to try and do something whilst this Pugna's dead for 60 seconds. But it's going to be hard. There is a double damage rune top. What's the status on Roshan?
8 seconds, we'll find out.
Okay, we'll find out soon. If it's a short timer, that's going to be the dream for Winstrike.
I'm on the status of the level
What have we got?
25s. Level 25 Pudge
Getting
and
closer,
Pugna are about
closer.
to happen.
And it's a long, it's
a long
kind of
one.
long respawn.
Winstrike, if they could have gotten
Yeah,
it right there,
that would
that
have
could
been
have been the
huge.
dream.
But blink out in time from immersion. Lane ILTW. Jules. It's gone. They don't. Mansion the rage gets them out of there.
He took the rage down, by the way.
Radiant's top
He did.
shrine.
I mean, yeah, as I was starting, 2% on 2%.
Radiant's top
So what
shrine.
are the Pugna and Pudge levels looking like? Oh, so Pudge is 25. And he did take the
It's a
dismember.
dismember.
Which is what we thought. We were bang on with
dude,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
come on.
Come on.
If you can bite the lifesteal during... And now it's only 6 of the 8 seconds of the rage, but that's still quite a long time.
Oh, damn. Yeah, the Lifesteal is 25, countering the Pudge is 25.
Damn.
So, and we're still 49 minutes in. Just a 4k lead for ESPADA. But certainly the ones that have done that little bit more damage to the base. Sure,
Yeah.
2 sets of racks are still up for both sides, but as you say, Winstrikes, they don't have any tier 3s. They're very exposed.
Mm-hmm. Always Want to Fly is getting pretty farmed to the Lesh. Of course, you know, Nagrada's running around Invis for the most part in this game, so it's natural that the Lesh Rep will start to acquire some sort of items. Has a Ghost Scepter if he wants to go for it. 3k gold on Lesh. Silent reacquires the Mask of Madness, but I think he's just going for the Butterfly here.
And here we go. They've got the glimpse onto Nagrada. Jules up, there's the song. Is that going to be enough to save him? He's stuck in the Static Storm and he can't get out. It's going to be one down. Hook from Iceberg. He's going to drag RTW up to the high ground, but RTW has been rooted. What's the Manta to remove the root? Silent comes in with the BKB and the Eclipse. He's fighting back hard as Nyx has to force himself away. The Rage is going to wear out. ILTW getting focused. Can they kill him off in time? They'll turn their attention towards the Night Stalker instead as RTW jumps in, jumps back out, but there's the Dismember. The extra seconds to remember. They've got the control. Iceberg falling low. The BZZ. He'll drop. Fly back from Always Want to Fly, allowing them to get their kill onto the Night Stalker. Nyx and Misha looking to burst down Always Want to Fly, but they can't quite do it.
The Shackle!
Oh, he's going to get immersion.
Immersion!
One hit. Oh, the
Pugna
hook.
Ward!
Iceberg.
Oh,
Oh, he's still alive. Iceberg survives
Die.
with Always Want to Fly.
Oh my god.
As they go for that kill on the Wind Ranger. I mean, they both nearly fell to immersion, but they somehow managed to take him down without dying.
Look at Silence damage in the fight. Just, you know, 11,000 from the Luna. Everybody else doing like 2k on his team. There was so much that happened in that fight. So the initial hook that he got the Lifestealer, I think he wanted to really bite him, but they threw the
Didn't
defensive
bite him straight.
Lincolns.
That's what it was.
He couldn't. The Lincolns was thrown off as he got the hook, or
But
during
then
the sleep or
when
something.
he did get that longer dismember on the Lifestealer later, that was huge
Yeah.
for them in the fight.
Silent had just spent all of his gold in that fight too, right before it started. Finished the Butterfly.
So it's a big relief that they did
Yeah.
kill off 4 members of ESPADA.
Definitely.
Otherwise, yeah, he'd been dead, and if ESPADA had some sort of pushing force still alive.
How many buybacks? So it was it was 2 buybacks.
2 buybacks. From,
Okay. So it was the
from
Knicks and the
Winstrike.
Lash. It felt like more.
I mean, Iceberg, how's he done on the... We're actually going to see the replay here.
So when did they throw the Lincolns? That's the only thing I didn't
Who? It would have been the Pugna, surely.
Because he's BKB.
Nyx has the he has the Lincolns. So yeah, there's your hook. Is Nyx?
Lincolns just yet. Then he gets Lincolns.
Yeah. It must
So
be
it was
Nyx.
a little bit after the fact, but he manted, so it's a little bit hard for the decision making.
But look at this as well, because they nearly kill IZW. He gets himself inside the Night Stalker, but then he wants to jump out. He realizes the Night Stalker's in trouble. He nearly fights back. And just look at how low both Always Want to Fly and Iceberg get.
You know what actually played a pretty good part too is the Spirit Vessel on the Luna, because you have the 25% lifesteal talent, but
Yeah,
he was hitting
it
and
gets shut
hitting,
down.
and he wasn't getting that much health back from it.
Look at this.
So it's all these little things. It's got to be very hard to keep track of
How did
everything.
neither of these two die?
They got I thought the Nether Ward was gonna kill him too, but he hit the hook, so the life steal that he gets, because 13% life steal talent, he gets some health back. Oh, This is great.
It's crazy.
So many little things I can nerd out about over this game. Love it.
We're all nerds at this precious time.
We got a Hex now on a Pudge. We got the wraparound. Silent.
So he's on the front lines. BKB immediately pops Immersion, trying to blink to the background lines to see what he can find, but immediately gets stunned up. They've got the control. That's going to be Immersion gone for 80 seconds. ILTW focusing down on Grada. He's closing the gap. They're trying to get the rest of the team in, and indeed the song. So on to 3. Do they want to fight, though? Doesn't look like they do. They're TPing out. They're getting out of their Winstrike. They got a kill. The buyback came out. They don't want to keep the fight going until they've refueled. They've got themselves into a better shape before they get back in. But the Roshan is up. And either team that gets in there are going to be able to take it down incredibly quickly. Winstrike have to head straight over if they want a chance to contest this. Oh, look at this. There's creeps in the base.
Is this a wrap
There's
play?
creeps in the base.
It's a double 25 Lesh too. Look at his tower.
Oh,
Structures are fortified.
He's trying to force something back. Iceberg.
Iceberg.
Can he thread the needle?
Can he get that hook?
Gets the
No.
illusion.
He doesn't. And that should be Roche going down for a spot, and it is. They get Roshan.
Refresh your shard on the Pugna.
Oh my goodness, and look on the high ground already. The fight's starting. Iceberg going for the hook. They've got the Eclipse. They're focusing BZZ. ILTW comes in. He's getting stunned up. They can't finish him off, though.
Silent.
They have to keep him away. He's locked down. Can Silent escape? He's trying to flutter. He's got the BKB. Turns towards Immersion, but Immersion's got the invis. Non-Grada comes in with the round of burn onto Immersion. The hook from Iceberg finishes off Immersion. They found the win range. That's a dieback. Dead for 100 seconds. Stun from Non-Grada. Out onto Nyx on the Pugna. Pugna gets taken down. Iceberg has the damage. Double kill. Pugna bites back immediately with the Hex. The control. ILTW swallowed up by the Pudge as Iceberg dismembers him to pieces. Takes the Aegis out of his hands. Non-Grada jumps in with the Yours. Gets glimpsed back, but the setup's already there for Iceberg to close the gap with Silent as BZZ. He'll fall. Slowly dying to the illusions as ILTW. He's surrounded. He's all on his own. No Fear jumps in with the root. ILTW removes it with the Manta Star, but the rest of the team are heading across. He's inside the creep. They're hunting it down. He's trying to run himself away in front of Crepe, but it's not going to work. ILTW's out of the creep. Popped out. The Hex is there. Dismembered by Iceberg as ILTW will fall again.
That was versus the Aegis. Okay, so Aegis was used, Cheese was not used, and Refresher Shard was still inside the backpack, but they keep Silent away. They force step him away from that shackle shot, and they get the perfect re-engagement coming out.
The fact that Silent just ain't dying. As you said, every single fight, despite him being gone on, he gets down to a third health, but they managed to reposition him, get him out of there. And the Iceberg Pudge, the control that he's offering with this Hex, with this Dismember, we're seeing it in these fights countless times. The amount of lockdown and disable through the BKBs and such and the rage, it's very hard for ESPADA to fight into. And with the Flesh Heap stacks building up, he's a pretty tanky beast that they can't ignore, but they kind of have to because he's so hard to kill.
Yeah. And it's like every little thing too. He's using his defensive items not only on himself, but he's throwing them on the Luna. The Force Staff, the Lotus Orb, just doing anything to protect Silent. And now Silent's got DD. The Glyph was used before. Always Want to Fly forced it earlier. So they're looking to go for this high ground here. They forced 2 buybacks.
There we go. Can they get this push on? With the slow, onto Always Want to Fly. Back themselves up to the high ground. There's the jump and no fear with the blink, the song, and the goodbye. Sings them a sweet lullaby before piecing out.
10k gold lead now. I mean, gold's not whatever. Gold's whatever at this point. I'm just looking at buybacks. We've got
it's the buyback statuses you've got to be watching.
6 on cooldown now total in the game. Iceberg does have his available again, which is probably one of the really important ones to look at. Iceberg and Silent. While in comparison, none of the cores on the side of ESPADA have buyback.
Always Want to Fly. Finds Immersion, but Immersion pops the BKB immediately. No messing around. As soon as he sees that, Lesh does want to be caught out by the combo.
All these late game runes coming into play now too. Claiming bounties, looking for DD runes aplenty along the river. Always Want to Fly, constantly pushing in those lanes. It's a very farmed Leshrac. 17 Bloodstone charges now support, but...
Oh, they get the shackle. Have they got the damage? ILTW, but he gets stunned. Indeed, the Carapace sets up for the combo. Can they kill off this lifesteal in time? He pops the rage, trying to fight back. Silent punching in. Do they have the damage there? They go with the Pudge, holding him in. The Dismember locks him down. Silent continues to punch in, and they've got the kill. ILTW's gone. The extra duration of the Dismember just ruining this enraged lifestealer.
They're dead. Wind Ranger has no buyback. Lifestealer's got no buyback either.
Two dead, and Nyx, he's been chased as well. He has the BKB, but there's the root. BZZ trying to go in onto Nyx Assassin, but there we have the hook from Iceberg, pulling in another. Nyx will fall for both sides.
The song?
There's no fear. Sets up for Iceberg, the man of the moment, to step in place for even more carnage to ensue as the refresher shot will be popped, but he has the hex, he's got the hook, and he's got the damage. Iceberg takes down Misha, 4 dead on ESPADA. GG, well played is called as Winstrike now go 2-1 in this best of 5 grand finals.
They
and
made
I think
the Pudgeman and the Knicks offlane work.
I know there's obviously fans out there for both teams, but there's going to be a lot of Dota fans watching at the moment saying, look, well, there is a team that is 1 game away from making it to TI8 that consistently pick and dominate with mid pudge.
Let's leave the
these guys.
damage.
These guys might get to TI with a mid pudge.
So Silent, of course, did the majority. But damn, pretty good, well spread damage coming out from all of the side of Winstrike. That was. Man, that was great to watch.
I've been from both sides.
plays.
That was a fantastic
Yeah.
from both sides. We saw some great plays, of course, from ESPADA, getting the control that they did in ILTW, being a beast of a lifestealer. But at the end of the day, it just wasn't enough. The extended dismember duration from Iceberg, the lockdown he had. And we saw, Iceberg, he didn't have a flashy game from the start. There was this slow period where he fell behind, and a period that we've seen many sort of pudges mid-try before and fail. This is a reason why this hero, when you see any other team pick it up, you're like, they lost. When you see Winstrike pick it up, you say they lost to the other team. They've picked it twice here in the last few days of the CIS groups. They've won both games with it. And as I say, they are 1 game away from TI being a team that plays mid-pudge.
Let's go. Give it to me again.
Let's see if they can do it. Or see if ESPADA can throw a bit of a spanner into the works. But 2-1, this series stands with Winstrike in the lead. We'll see you after a short ad break for Game 4.